Hi everyone, I'm back with another art journaling technique, continuing on with our series. Now this one is the salt technique, and it was shown originally, well, within our group and what we're doing, by Ella, and she's Create with Ella here on YouTube and on Ustream, so I'll put the link below to both Ella's YouTube and Ustream shows, sites, channels. So I'm just going to play around with it and do a journal page in the process and work on different things that maybe Ella didn't cover or I don't feel comfortable yet with. So anyway, and probably use different mediums as well. So I'm going to start with, not that one. Let's start with just an index card that I have covered with gesso, and I'm going to use paint for this one, and I'm using my three favourite colours of the Tim Holtz Distress paints in Broken China, Bundled Sage and Spun Sugar. Alright, let's wet that, spray it with some water and let it run. And I don't want to get rid of that water because what I want is for these salt crystals to soak it up. Okay, so let's grab some normal sea salt and start sprinkling it on. Now you can put it in clumps, you can just spread it all around and do whatever you want with it. So let's just do that, and then before it dries too much I'm going to sprinkle some normal ordinary table salt. You get a different look with both the sea salt, which is bigger and able to soak up more than the regular table salt. So where you see some big, and it's good to get some pools of colour, of sprays or paint or whatever medium you're using in there. So now I have to leave this dry. That's the worst thing about this technique, the time that it takes to dry. It's got to soak up all that goodness, and then we scrape it off after that. So I'll be back and we'll try another medium while this is drying. Alright, so for this one I've just taken an index card, I've put gesso on one side and just left the other side without anything on it. So I'm going to use Dilution's Fresh Lime and Adirondack Colour Wash in Sunset Orange. Sprays for this one. Get my salt shakers ready. Okay. So let's just do that. Alright, let's move that around a bit. Probably could do with a little bit more because it's I haven't sprayed much on it. Alright, now let's get some salt crystals, some sea salt. And some table salt. I have to work quickly on this one because the spray is going to soak right into that non-gessoed side and won't pool too much. So I've got some of it there, you can see it coming through now. So there we go. Sprays. Alright, that's got to go and dry while I wait for its magic to work, and I'll come back with another product. What I thought I would do first with this one, before I start spraying anything, I have gessoed my techniques journal, but what I want to do is add some tissue wrap. This is Tim Holtz tissue wrap, so let's just cut a bit off and tear a bit off. Okay, and we shall adhere that with some, probably just matte medium. Alright, so with this one I wanted like a grunge look. So I'm going to take some Heidi Swap Colour Shine in Tea and some Lindy's Starburst spray in Baby Blue Eyes. Okay. Alright, let's sprinkle that salt on. Lots of goodness there. Before it all dries on me. You can put as little or as much as you like on this. It depends on the look that you're going for. And now I'm going to put some normal table salt. You can see I've got some white, like it's sort of separated a bit, so don't know why that did that anyway. There we go. Nice goodness looking there. I can't wait to see how that one turns out, so I'll be back. So I think the last one I wanted to, I think this, second last. I'm going to use, what's this? These are Twinkling H2Os, and this is Autumn Butternut and Sweet Alfalfa. So I've sprayed these and they've been soaking to get it all going. So I'm just going to put this on here, just willy-nilly. Being generous with it. Look at Twinkling H2Os. Alright, now I'm going to spray it, I think, just to give it a little bit more. Oh yeah, look at that. It's really taken away a lot of that butternut, autumn butternut. So I'm just going to add a little bit more to that. And then, it's probably a bit too much, because you can have too much pooling on there. So, ooh, that's where all the pools are. We'll do a whole heap of that salt, and now the table salt, and just sprinkling. Okay, you can see it working there now. Really, really well. Okay, so we could probably add just a couple more to soak up those pools. Alright, put this one aside and try our final one. So for this last one I wanted to do a black gessoed base before I spray on some sprays, I think. So the gesso is dry. I'm just going to spray some SEI Tumble Dye. This is like a purpley colour. And then we've got some Adirondack Colour Wash in Sailboat Blue. So I've left them overnight to dry, and now we're on to the messy part. So this was the Twinkling H2Os with autumn butternut and sweet alfalfa. And all I'm going to do is, it was so messy, I'm going to grab a gift card and scrape it off. And look at all that goodness. Oh, nice and shimmery, textured, beautiful. Alright, on to the next one. Now this one we use obviously the white gesso on the base, and then we use the Tim Holtz Distress paints in Broken China, Spun Sugar and Bundled Sage. And now again we just need to go and scrape it off. This is still quite damp, and yeah, I'm a bit surprised at that because it was left for almost 24 hours. It is cold here, but not that cold. It might have been really, really wet, and the salt came off fairly easily with that one, but it's a nice textured background as well. I'll put close-ups of these at the end of the video anyway, but yeah, Tim Holtz Distress paints. This one was the gessoed and non-gessoed. I can feel that's still a little bit damp, so I'm going to get the heat gun onto it before I scrape any of that off. So I'll be back. So you can see the gessoed side is a lot brighter, and the colours have soaked into the index card on the non-gessoed side, but it all, like, it's still, the effect is still there on that darker non-gessoed side. It's just a different look. You're still getting a similar effect. You're still getting the salt absorbing some of the sprays. It's just more subtle, but it depends on what sort of background you want, so that works really fine. Now that one was using the Dilutions Fresh Lime Spray and the Adirondack Colour Wash in Sunset Orange sprays. So I think sprays work better. It's Twinkling H2Os worked well, but anyway, there we go. Now this is going to be a fun one to check out. So it was the black gessoed index card, and we used the SEI Tumble Dye in the purple and Adirondack Colour Wash in the Sailboat Blue. So let's clear these crystals, salt crystals, and reveal it. So that one's very subtle, but I'll show you a close-up pic at the end of this video. So yeah, I like that. I mean, again, depending on what background you're looking for. So I'll be back with the art journal next. The Heidi Swap Colour Shine Tea Spray and the Lindy Stamp Gang Starburst Spray in Baby Blue Eyes. I printed this treasure map, well, it's supposed to be a treasure map, off the internet, and I've cut it out. I printed it off onto just normal copy paper, and just want to clean it up a bit where I didn't quite cut it real well. I printed this quote using a font I downloaded from the internet. It's called King's Cross, and it says, "Knowledge is the treasure of a wise man," and that's by William Penn. So what I thought I would do with this one is spray it. I have dried this with I've heat set it with the heat gun after I've printed it, but hey, anything's possible here with inkjet. That's more of an orange, but I don't like that. But anyway, that was butterscotch. We'll do some tea in the Heidi Swap Colour Shine. And then we'll also do, I think I might lighten that, just like that. And probably go in again with, no, I'm going to use colour wash in espresso. Just see how dark that goes. I like those. I like the splots. So if I sort of take that off a bit first, pat it off, probably go in again with it. Darken it. Alright, and then probably go in again with the Heidi Swap over the edges here. And then maybe a bit of the butterscotch. Okay, it's going to have to do me. Yep, I'm thinking I like that. And so, I'm going to dry that, then I'm going to rip out each section there and come back and glue it down onto the page. So to finish this page up, all I want to do is ink the edges. I'm inking them with some sepia archival ink, only because I don't want to use the distress inks because they react and they never really dry. So whereas this is permanent, and I've applied the author of that quote, who was William Penn. So there you go. All that technique is done for me. I've done it. I've written down what I've done here, and now I've just got to make a pocket and add all of my test pieces. So I've put the information on the back of them so I can refer back to them. These are the ones I did previously, so I think I've gone through them, but paint, sprays, gessoed and non-gessoed sprays, distress ink in some pinks, twinkling H2Os, more paint. The paint is not the best, but you can see it's subtle. On black gesso, which was sprays. This one was twinkling H2Os. Love that one. And on watercolour paper, so watercolour paints on watercolour paper with salt technique. So they worked out as well. So all these are going to go in there in a pocket. And this album is getting fairly chunky, so I'm going to have to probably remove some pages and yeah, do something, because the bottom, because of the pocket and all the information in there, it's going to be one chunky journal. So in comparison, I mean, you've got that one that we did today, and you can see the effect in the background there. Minimal because I've covered a lot of it up, but then when this one that I did on stream, you can see it in the background there really well. So you've got different looks that that you can use with this technique. You're not limited to the one either vintage or bright and bubbly. So yeah, have a go, see what you can do, and why not join us over on Facebook at our Art Journal Techniques page, our group there. Show us some photos of what you've done. Okay, thanks guys, bye.